Hey guys, my name is Jayhan. I'm a video game vocalist and a video game concert producer, and I am back with another reaction video. This time I am continuing in my series of me reacting to medieval and fantasy style video game music. And we are coming back to a classic that you guys probably are very familiar with. It's been memed about. It's actually from Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. It makes sense to bring this up because, as you guys have seen, CD Projekt Red has announced a new expansion for this game. This game that came out 12, 13 years ago or something like that. And not gonna lie, guys, I still play this game from time to time. I played on the Switch, you know, whenever I travel. It's a lot of fun. The music is, it's amazing, iconic video game music. And I feel like in terms of medieval fantasy music, this is really the staple of what video game music soundtracks in that kind of setting should sound like, or that is done right. You know, this is the type of music that is so unique and so memorable, and it is absolutely fantastic, you know. And of course, I want to analyze none other than Silver for Monsters. So from what I understand, this is a combined collaborative effort between the composer Marcin Przybyłowicz and the Percival Schuttenbach, which are, you know, the sort of group, this folk band that that perform a lot of these sort of tribal folk performances in these songs. And I'm excited to delve into Silver for Monsters because when I think of battle themes, this is the song that I think about constantly. It is really this sort of like battle theme that gets you into the battle. So with that being said, we are going to dive right into Silver for Monsters. Let's do this. As you guys have seen, I was expecting the da, because The version that I would always listen to would be the one where they end with that, because normally this song, it loops when you play that part. And usually this song appears in the Witcher 3 game when you're fighting against one of these monsters, you know. And it gets you so pumped to fight these monsters. It's really that good. What can I say about this song? There's so much that I could say. You guys might have picked up on that, but I am a huge fan of the vocals. Holy crap, the vocals, my friends, the vocals. What's really fascinating is that they have this sort of, they add this sort of a mix between like screaming, chanting, and it is just so great. You have Joanna Lacher and Katarzyna Bromirska, I think. I'm sorry if I butchered the name again. So, and they're part of this Polish folk metal band, Percival, basically, and they're just so good at that. Like, especially like, you know, and I love, you know, as a vocalist, for me, that's like it's like it's like really, they add this sort of grit to it. You know, it's not just like it's really this add this grit that you hear often like in metal and hard rock music. And I love that. I love that so much. At the beginning, like I was looking up the instruments that are used, you know, for this, and you have like a multiple set of instruments that are mostly from Percival. You have like the saz, which is kind of like a traditional long neck Turkish lute, I believe, and it's supposed to be kind of like, it plays the driving rhythmic strumming intro, basically, from what I understand. Then you have the kemençe, which is kind of like a fiddle, basically. And it gives this sort of I believe, the fiddle that you would hear. Okay, so that's it. That droning effect that you hear, that's the kemençe. It basically gives that underlying tone in the track. And then you have the davul. It's the folk drums that they use, and that really kind of like drives that really heavy beat, you know, like as you can hear here. Definitely a davul. This sort of big looking, like a big looking instrument that is tom to tom to tom, and it's really fascinating. Let's just hear what it sounds like. Okay. You have in the back, you have something that sounds more like a snare, and then in the front, you have something that has like a kind of like deep bass drum like. So it looks like a big bass drum that they carry, but in the back, you know, you have this sort of snare effect that you can do. That's really fascinating. Okay, I did not know that. And then when you look at the kemençe, I want to see the kemençe. The sound of a kemençe. It is also kind of like a Turkish instrument. Oh, very fascinating. Yeah, so it definitely has this sort of, I thought at first it was some sort of a hurdy-gurdy instrument, but it's actually the kemençe. And it basically, it relies a lot on kind of like, it's a three-stringed instrument, and it's very fascinating with the body that it has, and it creates this sort of, it helps create this sort of droning effect that you would hear in the song. So especially like in the like really super fascinating. I do think there's like some additional layering of different instruments that are on this track, but it is really super fascinating. I love this a lot. And of course, like when you hear the vocals come in, you know, like you're waiting for it. Like me, I was waiting for it. Come on, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. And then you hear it, you're waiting. And then suddenly it dies down, and there we go. So what I love about this part right here is that the instruments, they start to die down, except for the Comanche, I think. And then they leave room for the vocals to pop in, to jump in and go like, ah, literally like a battle cry. This is a battle cry. The vocalists use this grit that I love so much. Like, I can't do it right now because like my voice needs to be properly warmed up for this. It's a really fascinating vocal technique. In order to use this, you have to rely on your diaphragm to project, you know? And you need to use a little bit of some vocal fry technique. It's like, it's like really kind of like almost similar to what it's got a little bit of that grit to it. It doesn't have too much vocal fry, but it's got a little bit of that grit that allows, you know, to add some aggressive vocal, some energy to it. And it's just like, it's so great to hear. And then here you have other vocals that kind of jump in. It's like, it's like really nasally and very, they're using a lot what we call the twang, you know, and this is something that helps with the belting, basically. It's like a vocal technique where you kind of like, it's like you focus on making more of a nasally performance, you know, more focus on really focusing on the nose, basically, and going like almost kind of like screaming, but you're projecting actually by supporting your diaphragm, you're projecting, ah! And then you kind of like, you compress the vocals a little bit, right? Ah! Like that. And it's just, it's it's such a cool technique. It's basically using metal vocals into a folk music. And I love that. I love that so much. It's similar what Heilung does. I believe they're called Heilung. And then here, and then the chant, la 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 la. It, you know what it feels like at that moment when they have the la la la? It's kind of, it's funny to say this, but it feels like a dance, right? You're facing against that opponent, and you guys are kind of like going in circles, and it feels like a dance. You know, it's like really, hey, kind of like you're going in circles. It's like really you're facing against that enemy, and you know you're about to strike and all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, it really kind of like feels like a dance to the death, basically. So that I love so much, you know. And then when you go on, right? So what I love about this part, this is the chanting part. This is more chanting than the kind of like the singing that you hear before. The chanting is like, it's multiple people chanting, but it's also kind of like a mix between whispers, and you can hear there's a lot of over-exaggerated pronunciation going on there, only because when you think about chants, right, in a battle, okay, you want to be sounding as aggressive and as battle ready as possible. Kimi sami la kapa. So like it's really kind of like exaggerated pronunciation, and a lot of like there's a lot of the whispers that are going on, and you know it either harkens to, you know, like, you know, when you think about like evil spirits, they kind of like sound like whispers and all that, or quite on the contrary, it's kind of like this chant. It's like, you know, I'm about to face you in a battle to the death. And it's just really it's so intense when you kind of like whisper chant like that. It's not so easy to do, in the sense that if you whisper chant a little bit too much, actually you could put a strain on your vocals, so be careful with that. But it's really like like Kimi Sami. I don't even know the lyrics exactly. It's kind of hard to find the lyrics, but it's like really this sort of it's like, I'm about to behead you, I'm about to kill you, I'm about to face you in battle. It's like, I'm about to stab you with my knife. Really, really iconic battle music in probably one of the most iconic battle themes in a fantasy, medieval fantasy game. Really, really super, really stupendous. And with the percussions in the background, it's really kind of like this sort of driving the rhythm of the song, and you have the different layers of vocals of the chants. That is kind of like a little bit more in the background, and in the foreground you have more either the Kemenche or the saz. It's probably the saz that is put more in the front. And it's so good. It just keeps on going, Keeps on going. And then here you have the vocals that come back in again, and it's just like Kimi Sami la it's like it's like really, really so good. I love this so much. I love that, because when you listen to the vocals, it goes like la la la. It's like it's actually using a little bit of some of the cry scream to give it a more rounded sound. It's not vulnerable, but it's kind of like la la la. It's like really kind of like they're using the cry sound to project even further, and it gives it way more resonance in your performance, way more projection, way more volume as well, and it makes it sound so battle ready, as the song would go. And it's really kind of like, I don't remember if it's the Kemenche, or I believe it's more the saz that is playing along with the vocals. La 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 la. Really, really amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love this. I love this so much. They really have, like, when they sing that part, it's got a very cry singing, like, hey. It's like when you're crying, like, but like that space that creates in back, that's the effect that it gives. But at the same time, the timbre of their voice, the color of their voice changes because it becomes a little bit more nasally. La la la. It's kind of like what Shakira does. La 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 la, like that, and it actually really sounds like that. I just realized that right now. But it's cool. It's cool. I think maybe that's why it feels like a little bit of a dance. I hope I did not ruin it for some people. It's kind of like you try to imitate Kermit the Frog, and you implement that in the singing. Yes, Shakira sounds a little bit like Kermit the Frog. No, you guys didn't hear it from me, but it's a real cool vocal technique, and it just creates this awesome performance. It's I love this. I really, really love this. so good. It's so good. I think this song is definitely one of my favorite battle songs for medieval fantasy game. Definitely is one of my favorites, if not actually my favorite. It's really, really good, and it's iconic. It uses very little instruments, but it uses all the instruments so efficiently. You know, as the saying goes, less is more. And this is like the perfect example of that, because you have very, very little instruments and you rely a lot on the different performances that contribute to the dynamics of the song, you know, and with the vocals being like sort of like the battle that take the role of the battle cry and the chanting, and then with the other droning instruments like the kemenche or the saz that gives this sort of like the strumming rhythmic driving effect in the song, and then the davul, the large double-headed sort of folk drum that really kind of like dictates the rhythm and the beat of the song. This song is also known like as the Le 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 song. Le Le Le. It's really, really good. But I really, really, really love this song so much. And I've yet to hear a song that really kind of like, you know, matches that same level of epicness in a battle theme, you know. And it's so famous that, you know, like I said, it's been memed. It's considered the Le 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 song. It's like the Le 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 song. And I also love the melodies. You know, it's got this sort of like very iconic, very unique, authentic melody lines that you don't find in a lot of songs, you know. So I love this. I really, really love this. So yeah, and I feel like still to this day, I could never get tired of it. I could never get tired of it. It's really, really that good. All right, so this was really cool to re-listen after all this time. This was Silver for Monsters by Percival Schuttenbach and Marcin Przybylowicz. Yeah, sorry, I am butchering that name. So guys, what do you think of this song? Have you ever played The Witcher 3 and do you know this song? Do you guys like it? What are your thoughts on it? The instruments that are used, the performances, did I actually ruin it for you guys by comparing the vocal performance to what Shakira does? I hope not. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what other medieval fantasy video game music you would like me to dive into next. Thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you then in the next reaction video. Mwah. Bye, guys.